Did something happen to Donald Trump? Or did the internet completely lose control again? For nearly 24 hours, everything went quiet. No appearances, no updates, nothing. And in today's world, that kind of silence doesn't just go unnoticed, it sets off alarms. Within hours, speculation started building. Then it escalated. Fast. Online chatter turned into full-blown theories, with some corners of the internet claiming something serious had happened behind the scenes. The absence was enough to make people question everything. But just as the rumors were reaching their peak, something unexpected happened. And it completely flipped the narrative. It all started with something surprisingly simple. Silenced, no scheduled appearances. No press moments. Not even a quick public sighting. For a figure like Donald Trump, someone who's almost always in the spotlight, that kind of quiet instantly raised eyebrows. The White House confirmed there would be no public events on Saturday. And just like that, the usual stream of updates came to a halt. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. Leaders take days off all the time. But this wasn't just any moment. The timing, right before a major holiday, made people pay closer attention. And when hours passed without a single new image or statement, curiosity started turning into concern. Then came the questions. Where is he? Why hasn't he been seen? Is something going on behind the scenes? What began as harmless curiosity quickly picked up momentum online. The lack of information created a vacuum, and the internet rushed to fill it. And that's when things started getting out of control. Almost immediately, the silence gave way to a storm of speculation. Social media exploded with theories, some plausible, many wildly exaggerated. Reports claimed he might be unwell, while online chatter suggested everything from minor health issues to dramatic, unverified scenarios. Fans and critics alike fueled the frenzy. Every old clip, every paused video, every casual statement was dissected as evidence that something was wrong. Memes and viral posts amplified the rumors, spreading faster than any official clarification could keep up with. It was a classic case of the internet taking control of the narrative. What started as idle curiosity became an uncontrollable wildfire of gossip. Headlines from smaller sites picked up the chatter, and before long, even mainstream social media feeds were filled with questions, speculation, and outright false claims. Yet amid all the chaos, one thing remained unclear: the truth. Nobody knew exactly what was happening, and that uncertainty made the story irresistible. And just when the online frenzy was reaching its peak, Donald Trump suddenly reappeared in a way nobody expected. Instead of the traditional Easter Sunday routine, Donald Trump did something that immediately turned heads. He skipped church and headed straight for the greens at his very own Trump National Golf Club. The images of him arriving at the course, clubs in hand and a calm smile on his face, quickly circulated online. For some, it was a moment of relief, proof that he was perfectly fine. For others, it was fuel for criticism, a glaring departure from the traditional holiday many expected him to observe. Golf on Easter might not seem shocking at first glance, but in the middle of swirling health rumors, it became a statement of sorts. It was a way to put himself back in the public eye while simultaneously ignoring the chatter that had dominated social media. Even the act of simply stepping onto the fairway carried weight. Every swing, every stroll across the manicured greens was analyzed and discussed, sparking debates that went far beyond the sport itself. But his appearance didn't completely calm the storm. It only shifted it. Now the conversation had a new direction, and the online debate was about to take an even more intense turn. As Donald Trump finished his rounds at the golf course, the internet rushed to interpret what they saw. Supporters were quick to celebrate every detail. He looked alert, energetic, and completely in control. Photos and videos circulated, showing him walking confidently, chatting with staff, and even sharing a laugh on the green. But as always, critics were ready with a different story. Every step, every gesture was scrutinized. Was he moving a little slower than usual? Did his posture suggest fatigue? The tiniest detail became a talking point, and debates flared across social media. For some, this public appearance was all the proof they needed that the rumors were baseless. For others, it only raised more questions. If he's fine, why all the secrecy beforehand? If something was off, was this staged to calm the public? It was a classic clash between perception and reality. What looked like reassurance to some felt like strategic positioning to others. And in the world of online chatter, Both sides found endless material to dissect. Almost immediately, the online reaction split into two distinct camps. On one side were supporters, praising Donald Trump for showing he was healthy and active. They shared clips of him swinging on the golf course, pointing out his energy, and insisting that the rumors had been blown way out of proportion. That on the other side were critics, questioning the decision to skip Easter services. For them, the optics spoke louder than any photos. Social media feeds were filled with comments dissecting the holiday choice, calling it unconventional, disrespectful, or simply tone-deaf. Every move on the course became a new talking point, turning a single afternoon into a full-blown cultural debate. The argument wasn't just about golf or religion. It became a battle of narratives. Some celebrated his independence and defiance of expectations, while others saw it as evidence of a disconnect from tradition. Memes, opinion threads, and viral videos fueled the divide even further. Yet amid the chaos, one thing was clear. This wasn't just about Donald Trump's Easter Day. It was about how quickly online communities can turn speculation into controversy, and how easily public perception can fracture in the age of social media. Because if you think this was an isolated incident, think again. This pattern has repeated itself before, and it's far from over. This Easter episode wasn't the first time Donald Trump found himself at the center of swirling health rumors. Over the years, every quiet moment, canceled appearance, or subtle change in his schedule has sparked speculation online. From mysterious hospital visits to canceled rallies, the internet has consistently jumped to conclusions, often before any official statement could be made. Each time, a mix of legitimate concern, exaggeration, and outright false claims spread like wildfire, creating cycles of rumor and clarification. The pattern is familiar: silence or delay speculation, viral theories, public reappearance, analysis of optics. Every single time, the public reaction seems almost ritualistic, as though people are waiting for the next moment to question, dissect, or praise. It's a reminder of just how powerful the rumor mill can be, especially when fueled by a figure as high-profile and polarizing as Trump. Media outlets and social platforms amplify each narrative, turning minor details into viral talking points. And yet, for all the attention, one question lingers. Is this really about him? Or is it about how the world obsesses over uncertainty and thrives on drama? Because the cycle isn't likely to end anytime soon. And that brings us to the bigger picture behind all these rumors. What does this Easter episode really tell us? Was it about Donald Trump's health? Or was it more about the way the internet reacts to silence, uncertainty, and absence? One thing is clear. In today's world, even a brief pause in the spotlight can become a global conversation. Rumors spread faster than facts, opinions clash louder than statements, and perception often outweighs reality. For Trump, this is nothing new. He has been at the center of cycles like this for years, where every absence or unexpected move becomes fodder for debate. Yet, no matter how intense the speculation, he continues to navigate the chaos, turning attention into opportunity and scrutiny into visibility. And for the rest of us watching online, it's a reminder of how powerful, fast, and sometimes unrelenting the rumor machine can be. In the age of viral content, even a single day off can spark a storm that lasts far longer than the moment itself. Next time a high-profile figure disappears from public view, we have to ask ourselves, are we reacting to the truth or just the story the internet wants us to see? Because in a world obsessed with speculation, the story rarely ends where it begins, and sometimes the real story is what happens online, not on the golf course.